What's up? It's Rachel, and it's been a weird day, but today we're going to talk about GSP. I just so happen to be wearing my GSP shirt, and you might be thinking, Rachel, what the heck is GSP? If you don't live in Kentucky, or you don't know anyone from Kentucky, then you probably never heard of this. It's the Kentucky Governor Scholars Program. Basically, it's this 5-week college prep program for upcoming high school seniors. I went this past summer, the summer of 2017. I'm officially an alumni. I had the time of my life. I made so many amazing friends and all of that, but first I'm going to tell you all about this. Now I have my notes over here, so if you see me looking down, I had to make an outline just to make sure I got everything I wanted to talk about. So during this 5-week program, it's really about networking and meeting all kinds of people from around the state, because every single county in Kentucky that has a student apply will have a student sent. So if one county has one school and that one school sends one student, that student will automatically go. I was lucky enough that my school was able to send 10 applications, and all 10 applications got accepted. And it's application season again, and the people who just applied are going to find out if they got in Friday, which is really nerve-wracking. So if you want to know about GSP because you just got in, here's a video for you. If you went to GSP and you want to hear about somebody else's experience, here's a video for you. I'm just reflecting on my summer. It's always been really hard for me to explain to people just what the Governor Scholars Program is and what it did for me. I am not the most outgoing person. I can be in certain situations with certain people, but in general, I'm really shy and I've always had a hard time making friends. But at GSP, I made so many friends so quickly. I never knew you could make friends that quickly. I could just sit down at a table with some people playing cards and be friends with them by the end of the hour. And it was amazing. And I met people from all over the place. I live in a really small town, but I met people from two of the biggest cities in Kentucky, Louisville and Lexington. And these people were amazing, and they told me about how life is there, and I told them about how life is here, and how different they just are. We got to compare our experiences, which is something that doesn't happen when you live in a county that's not very diverse. GSP has 3 different classes that you take. Since it is a college prep program, you do have to take classes, but no, there's not homework. You have your focus area, your general studies, and your seminar. Most people's favorite class was their seminar, but I'll get onto that later. Your focus area is the one class that you have some say in. When you fill out your application, you can select 3 focus areas to possibly be put in. I selected dramatic expression as my top pick, creative writing as a second, and I honestly don't remember what I selected as the third one. But I ended up getting my top pick, which was dramatic expression. While I enjoyed my focus area, it was not my favorite class. It wasn't what I expected. I loved my instructor, I loved most of the people in there, I just felt like I didn't entirely click with all of them. I talked to some of them since then, and it's been great, and I'd consider us friends. But in the moment, I was just a little bit disappointed because I am a theater kid. I do theater at my high school. I was a little underwhelmed. But we did end up writing and performing our own play, which is insane, and I never expected that to happen. And we almost made some people cry, which was kind of cool in a weird way. Anyway. Second class, general studies. You have no say whatsoever in what you get for general studies. Your general studies is a class about anything, honestly. My class was called Be an Adventure, and it was about this book called A Pearl in the Storm by Tori Murden McClure. Tori Murden McClure is a Kentucky native, and she came and spoke as our first speaker during the summer. She is amazing. She's the first woman to row across the Atlantic Ocean, and I mean like row in a rowboat, solo row by herself. Tried it twice because the first time she couldn't do it because of a storm. She went like through 2 hurricanes. It was insane. She was also the first woman to ski to the South Pole along with a team. She's just done a lot of crazy stuff, and now she's the president of a university, and she has like 4 different degrees and all this. She's just amazing. Honestly, I love her to death. I got to meet her. It was amazing. But for Be an Adventure, we got to go on field trips every single week, which is not something that happens for everyone. Because for GSP, there are 3 different campuses. There's the one I was at, which is Northern Kentucky University, which is really close to Cincinnati, Ohio. There's Murray State University and Morehead University. All of these campuses have completely different experiences and completely different vibes. And so my class for my general studies at a different campus wouldn't have worked as well. We could have still taken field trips, but it wouldn't have been as close to Cincinnati, which is where we went for most of our field trips. Now, the 3rd class is seminar. And seminar is basically a vent session / let's talk about politics session. We started every single class off by talking about our highs and lows of the day, which was honestly amazing just to talk about things that had happened since the last time we saw each other. And because some people had some crazy stories that happened. One of my lows that I told was about how I thought my dorm was haunted, which I can tell you guys about that later if you want. Just let me know. Now, a lot of people's favorite class was seminar just because how deep it was. It was so meaningful and powerful, and you just got to know the people in your class like no other people there. You knew everything about them, from their politics to what they did that day, and it was cool. And your seminar and your general studies are done with the same people. You have an RA who is like the assistant teacher to your general studies teacher, and then when it's seminar time, the RA is the teacher for your seminar group. And that was cool because my seminar leader, his name was Ben, and he was not from Kentucky actually, and he'd never been to GSP, and it was just really interesting, and he brought a unique perspective to the class because he'd never been in our places, he'd never done what we were doing, but still he got it, and it was nice. Now, I mentioned friends earlier, but I just want to highlight, sadly, some of your friendships from GSP won't last. Some of them are just superficial, like you go get breakfast together, and that's it. You don't even hang out besides that. I was kind of a friend hopper at GSP, which sounds really bad, but I had different groups of friends that I would hang out with just because I enjoyed all of the people. I had my main group of friends, which I hung out with most of the time, and I love them dearly, but sadly I've not been able to talk to them a lot. I think we've all just been busy and had other stuff going on in our lives. And then I had a group of friends that I made towards the end of GSP that I ended up playing Dungeons and Dragons with, and I've talked to them like every day since GSP. We video chatted, we've met up in person. I do know that this is different for every person because I talked to one of the alumni before I went to GSP and after, and I asked her about how she kept friendships from GSP, and she said, "You don't." And I went, "What? You don't? But I've been talking to these people for like a month and it's going great." She had a very different experience than I did, but I can see why, knowing what happened with her and her friends, because she's told me a little bit about it, so I understand how she felt that way. But my advice is, if you've just gone back from GSP or you're going to GSP afterwards, don't just talk about what happened at GSP. Talk about other stuff. get to know each other even better, and there you go. You have a friendship that's more secure than it was probably at GSP. The thing about the Governor Scholars Program, like, bless the Lord, thank you Jesus that this exists, is you get scholarships just for going. This is a free summer program. It is a very exclusive summer program because they only take 1,200 people or so. There is about 350 to 360 people at each campus, but the scholarships. These scholarships range from university to university, college to college. Where I'm going to the University of Louisville, I got full tuition. I know the University of Louisville offers full tuition, University of Kentucky does, but then other places like Western Kentucky University, oh no. They offer you $1,500 a year. $1,500. There's no way you can go to college on that. And then Central University offers you, I think, $20,000. It's not as good. And that's why a lot of people who went to GSB end up either going out of state because they don't care about the scholarship, or they think they can get other scholarships, or they do get other scholarships, or they go to U of L or UK. Not everyone, but a lot. Some people do only go for the scholarships. If you're one of those people thinking about just going for the scholarship and no other reason, I recommend try and make friends. Try and live in the moment and think about this as it being more than just for money. I understand the scholarships are amazing. I have full tuition at U of L. I understand. I needed that so badly. But there's so many opportunities you will miss if you just go for the money and act like you're just there for the money. Because I know some people who did, and they didn't have a good time, it seems like. I can't judge them. I don't know. Maybe they did have a great time. Maybe they changed their minds from that first week when they talked about it. But it's life-changing. I was going to go out of state before GSB, but now I'm staying in state. If you let yourself experience this as it's meant to be experienced, you will have the time of your life. Yes, the money is amazing, but the friendships and the memories you will make will be even more amazing. Speaking of the memories, I just had the best time of my life. Some of my friends and I had a cuddle party on the week before we left. We all cuddled on the way back from a field trip, and then we moved downstairs in the dorm in one of the lobbies and just sat on the couch. We had like 10 people piled on this couch, all just cuddling, and it was so fun, and it was so nice just to cuddle. And then me and my friends had a pudding party. It was one of the last couple days. I had some leftover pudding that I brought, and we all ate pudding in my friend's dorm. And we sat there and listened to music, and we signed each other's mug books. Mug books are kind of like yearbooks. And it was fun, and it was peaceful, and it was calm. And some nights I'd go down to the lobby and just join a random game of cards and have a great time. It was amazing. I could walk up to any game of cards and be like, hey, can I play? And they'd be like, sure. Because everybody is in the same situation as you are going to GSP. This is probably their first time they've been away from home for a long time. They had no one there. And they just want to make friends and meet people. Now, there is something that happens at GSP called GSBs. And also GS puns, which is where you put GS in front of everything that either starts with a P or doesn't. Like, if you were on time to class, you were GS late because you were supposed to be 5 minutes early to everything. That was funny. I enjoyed that. I also kind of came up with that. Anyway, GSBs. Your GSB is obviously a boyfriend or girlfriend that you get while at GSP. Some people actively search for GSBs, some people stumble upon GSBs. Otherwise, it's just a good time, meet some new people, maybe flirt with them a little. I knew people who had GSBs. One of my roommates had a GSB. Some of my friends had GSBs. Some of my friends wanted GSBs. I did not end up with a GSB, which I'm kind of thankful for, because otherwise I wouldn't be with my current boyfriend, but whatever. Another cool thing that GSP has that I will always remember is Showcase. Showcase is basically a talent show. And you can do anything. We had one guy whistle Fireflies by Owl City, because Fireflies was a meme back then. We had a guy sing All-Star by Smash Mouth like it was an opera, with another guy playing the piano. We had guys and girls read poetry. I read an original poem, and people liked it, and I was really surprised. And we had people sing. My best friend from GSP played the fiddle. My other friend from GSP played the violin. Then they played them together. And then my other friend did dramatic readings of theme songs from classic shows, including Gory in the House, which isn't that much of a classic show, but you know what I mean. It was such a great time. All in all, apply for GSP if you can. If you're a sophomore going to be a junior in high school, do it. You never know if you'll get in or not. Yes, it's nerd camp, but it's so much more than that. And you never know if you have a shot. You might say, oh, I don't have the grades. Oh, I don't have the test scores. That's not all they look at. They look at what you've done and who you are from your application. Just be yourself. Don't try and sell yourself as in like a please take me. I promise I will be so amazing for this. But show them who you are. Present yourself. And you might get accepted. You never know. And like I said, if you get in, enjoy your time. Even if you're just there for the money, make friends, hang out with people, play games. Just be a kid while you still can, while enjoying the freedom that you probably are getting for like the first time in your life for 5 weeks. Good luck. Bye.